You mentioned that you from Boston and
Yes.
things like that. So what's how long you been here?
Well, the reason why I'm out here is because I was in the Army for nearly 6 years. And so, but I left Boston when I was 21, you know what I mean? I've been out here. I got stationed out here in 2011. I left. I went back to Boston. Then I went to Miami. Then I went to, New York. And then I came back out here. So I've been on and off here since 2011. Because once I got here in July of 2011, beginning of July, because my orders were for July 1st, I deployed immediately, like in September 19th, 2011. But on and off, I've been out here since 2011, yeah.
Okay, dope. That's dope. So you've been doing a lot over, a course of time. So how did you get into the military?
So, long story, I was in college in Boston, you know what I mean? And I just couldn't afford it at the time, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I come from, humble beginnings, and I just felt like it was sort of a last resort, you see what I'm saying? And
Right.
I just made sort of, an impulsive move. And I was just like, fuck it, military. And, initially I was going to join the Navy, but then I got convinced to join the Army.
And so what was that process kind of like for you? Like getting into something new, leaving your what you're used to and stepping into something new. What was kind of like that introduction to that life like?
Well, I've been on my own since I was like 15 years old. I think the process for me was definitely, it was exciting, but it was also just, I don't know what to expect, but fuck it, like here we go, right? Like I'm just one of those people, I take risks, and things like that. It was a rude awakening for sure, but I mean, it was also cake for me just because of what I've already gone through in my years of life.
Do you remember a particular moment in that time where you were facing something in that field of like the military where you were like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it?
Ooh, so the first 3 weeks when in basic training, their job is to break you down physically and mentally. Again, being on my own since I was 15, I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot, out on the streets in Boston. And so, I think the only thing that kind of fucked me up was the lack of food in the beginning, right? You go into the chow hall, and you sit down, you take like 2 bites, everybody get up, get the fuck up, so it's
Right.
like, it's a mind fuck, right? And so I think that was, that was pretty challenging for me. Otherwise, all that rah rah in my face, whatever. Like, I mean,
Right.
it was nothing.
What were some of the positive benefits that you gained after, spending some time in that format?
Discipline, the fact that I was able to travel around the world, being exposed to different things that I don't think I would ever be exposed to had I not joined. Just think of everything that you could possibly think of as it pertains to being in the military, particularly the Army. You know what I'm saying? So I think for me, the travel was really nice, just seeing different parts of the world.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? I come from the hood, Dorchester, 617, what up? But it was really nice just to experience that, explore the different countries.
Do you have a few memories that stuck with you from some places that you've seen? Like a few places that like, oh, we went here, it was crazy, we went here.
So there is a place, yes, but this was not while I was in the military. This was after the fact.
Okay.
So I went to Iceland.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I went to Iceland for like 7-8 days. Well, it was from October 1st to October 8th. And I went with my best friend, and we were completely off the grid. Like, I'm talking about, just imagine landing on a planet where there's nothing. That's essentially how it was. But I wanted to go to see the Northern Lights because I'm really into astronomy, the study of the universe, right?
Right.
So, and that's a place where you can go and see that.
Right.
The peak, usually starts in September, but I went in October. But that was a place I mean, it was out of this world.
And Iceland is the one that's green, and Greenland is ice, right?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right,
Yes.
right,
exactly.
right.
Greenland's the ice cap.
Red pill
Okay.
gives you the ability to explore space. Blue pill gives you the ability to explore the oceans.
Oh, red pill easily.
And why?
Well, okay, so when I was a child, I know this is gonna sound like, I know I'm not trying to sound corny, but I'm just saying I used to want to be an astronaut, right? Like again,
Right.
as I just said, I'm obsessed with astronomy. Study the
Likewise
universe.
though.
You see what I'm saying? And so, I can tell you all about our solar system, but I just feel like space, there's so much mystery with space and the ocean, but I just feel like space, you just have a little bit more. I mean, there's just, I don't know. I just feel, I don't want to have so much pressure on me in the water. And I just feel like there's so much, there's like crazy ass shit in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? I just, like, you know what I mean?
Wow,
And so it's
in
like,
the ocean, man.
I mean, you want to talk about, being frightened or frightening. Like, I mean, I feel like the ocean will, could be frightening. And it's like, I'm a G, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm fearless. However, I prefer space. I would rather explore space.
To stick to the, to the script, I'm gonna go with. I might go with red pill as well because
Right.
I'd have more space to kind of just like, and just not running into things all over the place, but I can explore the galaxies and figure shit out. I think I'd do that more so than just being in the water and running into Lord knows what the fuck
Right.
is down there.
And to piggyback on that, I just feel like I would rather have the opportunity to look at different planets versus just looking at potentially, a whole different city, an underground city or whatever, like in the ocean. Because I mean,
Boy, what shit you'd find in the ocean. See, now talking about it, my mind's going like, the shit you would find in the ocean, though, the cities that's down there, who knows? You might find Atlantis if it's not over in the eye of the Sahara, like, you might find all type of shit. But, I'm going to stick with the red pill.
Yeah, easily.
Okay, bet. Okay, would you rather go through your whole life being the most hilarious person or the most intelligent person?
Ooh. For me, I'm going to have to go with most intelligent. Now, I feel like, being hilarious, making people laugh, having the ability to, to laugh, right? I mean, that's all going to do, amazing for the soul. I also feel like knowledge is power. And, I've always been someone that really appreciates intelligence because that can go in so many different ways. And it just goes deeper for me. Like, there's nothing surface level when it comes to, my conversations or conversing with me. Like, I'm always digging deep. And so, intelligence.
Okay. No, I feel that. I had a guest who we discussed the same, question, and it was on the opposite spectrum, right?
Right.
And so I kind of want to play devil's advocate and just to see what your perspective would be on just this point of view of like how he felt was that if you would be the most intelligent person, that it would take away from your sense of humor because more than everyone. You'd come off as a know-it-all and this, and that third. And that being able to be hilarious takes some form of intelligence, so you kind of have a mixture. What do you think about that?
Okay. He has some valid points for sure. But intelligence is not always about, first of all, an intelligent person knows that they don't know it all. So, you know what I mean? I think that it's not about, okay, like I know so much. It's like, it's way deeper than that. It's way deeper than that, the surface stuff. I still stand by my answer, as far as, doing the intelligence over hilarious. But these are tough questions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah. These are supposed to, create these type of, conversations, you know what I'm saying? Because there's some pros on both sides, there's cons on both sides, but it makes for good conversation for sure. let's start with hip hop. Give me your
Yes.
top 5 hip hop artists of your choice.
Okay. Busta Rhymes, Lauryn Hill, Queen Latifah, Nas, and
Queen La, okay.
yeah. It's. I'm sorry. I'm a Foxy fan.
A Foxy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Damn. But Drew Hill is in my list.
Okay.
Blackstreet is in my list.
Oh yeah, Black Sheep. Yeah, I was listening to him heavy.
Usher's in my list.
Oh my goodness, yes. How did I
Usher.
miss him?
Damn, I know I'm just skipping past some fire shit too. You know what? I'm gonna throw a slept on dude on here. His name is I want to say Kevin Michaels.
Oh, okay.
He got this song called Liquid Lava Love. I'm talking about, this is an old song. If you play it right now, I'm putting y'all up on game. I'm telling you.
Right.
His name is Kevin Michaels. The song is called Liquid Lava Love. I'll put him in my list. So that's 4.
Okay.
And then my 5th, I'm gonna go with give me Chris Brown.
Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put Genuine in there just because I was heavy on Genuine. Like,
So
what I mean?
anxious
Right.
era.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So, damn, and I gotta think of another R&B artist.
You got your 5th slot.
Yeah. Shit.
So let's run your list again.
You know what? Yeah, Tank, Genuine, Drew Hill, Joe. Yes. I'm gonna go with Jagged Edge.
How many different ways can you make change for $1?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with 6.
There are, in fact, 293 different ways to make change for $1.
Oh shit! Like,
Yo, that shit is blew my mind when I figured that out. Like, bro, who sat and did this 293 different ways? This shit is crazy.
I like Abbott Elementary. That's a pretty
That's a good show.
Yes, I love the writers for that because I like comedy.
And it's like The Office for, it's a different,
Right.
it got that The Office feel.
Right, exactly.
But in the school setting, I like the characters and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. And how you feel as a female right now, right? Because how do you feel about like the attention in the way that they portray like the gay male? All over television like that. Like, how do you, I brought that up because in that Abbott Elementary, there's a gay character, but I appreciate how they depict him, right? He's not extra flamboyant and different things. Not something like if me and my son were watching this, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind that coming up on the screen. There's some things where if I'm sitting there with my son these days, it's like, yo, we gotta change this shit.
Yeah, obviously, with these sort of stereotypical like depictions, it gets tiring, right? Like it's just a tired, concept. I think, but I mean, sometimes you have these writers, that's their reality, or that's how they, it's like they're telling this story like from their perspective. It's all, all this art, and when it comes to film, it's all subjective. I have, a partner, that I've been with for 7 years. Mm-hmm. We live, a polyamorous lifestyle. This is the healthiest relationship I've ever been in my entire life. And so,
for the people who don't know, explain to them a little bit what that is.
Oh, so polyamory, you have polyamory and you have polygamy, right? So polyamory is essentially people that practice, having multiple lovers, if you will, and it's lovers or
relationships, or is that different?
Yeah, relationships. I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, not well. It can turn into a relationship, or just because it doesn't always have to be about sex or just like whatever. It's like you could just have a connection with someone, and but
Okay.
yeah. But then the polygamy part is like marriage, right? Having multiple wives, multiple husbands.
Okay.
And so the polyamory is just like non-marriage, right?
Okay, so you mentioned this has been the healthiest.
Yes, this has been the healthiest relationship because I have, my partner, he allows me to be free, like in terms of, just being this person, like, because I'm a human, right? I think we live in a conditioning, and this is not to offend anyone, right, at all. But this is just my sort of perspective on things. We live in a conditioning society where you have people that believe the lifestyle that I live is not good, right? Or
Right.
it's
Frowned upon.
Frowned upon. There we go. I was looking for like the word, so thank you for that. Right. But again, I feel like when you have humans that touch this planet, there weren't necessarily any rules, if you would. Right? And I just feel like we have a problem with possessions. And so I feel like that plays a role into things, particularly into relationships. And so I feel like you can find a lot of toxicity when you are having to control someone and what they do. And, like, well, you can't go here, you can't do this, you can't do that. Because it really should just be a matter of two humans respecting each other, loving each other, and learning having the ability to communicate, right? Obviously, there's growth in that. Like, not everyone can be able to do these things. Like, you have to kind of learn, along the way.
And everything's not for everyone, but you have to learn how to manage.
Right. So exactly, that's another thing, right? Everything, and so that's what I was trying to say. Like, I wasn't trying to offend anyone or project. Okay,
Right.
and that's where I kind of like to, because if anyone asks me a question, like, I'm going to answer the question truthfully. I don't know. I've gone through so much in my life. I've seen so much in my life, and I've been around the world. So I just feel like, I'm just opening my mind to like different things. And I feel like if it makes our union happy, so be it. But like, we are a solid like family. Nothing like comes in or interferes with that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? No matter what we got going on, even the practice in polyamory, like nothing interferes with the union that we have. Because I am someone that suffers from crippling anxiety, right? And so I try to find new methods to combat that, right? Whether it's creating, right? I'm creating music.
Right.
I write television scripts. I have my production company. I'm
Right.
filming, right? So these are these are outlets, multiple outlets. And I feel like just finding these outlets to help me kind of get some things out, because through my art and through my creativity, I'm getting, that trauma out. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Not trying to sound long-winded and
No.
shit.
No. This is insight that we need, that other women need.
Yeah.
People in your position, in our position, need to hear these types of things, because it gives perspective. Like, you being in that type of relationship and me being in a different type of relationship, I'm not looking at you like, oh, you're like that, or this is perspective.
Right.
And even though you're in a different setting of relationship, the things that you're saying and trying to practice, the love, the respect,
Right.
the communication,
Yes.
those types of things are on both sides. Those are in the type of, you get what I'm saying? And the things
Exactly.
that you're forming. So I can see and have respect for your decision and your stand, and it works for you.
Right, exactly.
If you're happy.
Right. And so, and the thing, when I said like this is the healthiest relationship, because I've been in relationships where it was controlling and abusive and things like that, right? And just to feel, and I consider that to be in my previous life, right? I live in a whole different world now, right? And again, me and my partner, we've been together for 7 years, but just having that substance. I mean, and not every relationship is perfect. That's another thing, right? People, sometimes act like, well, your relationship has to be perfect in order for it to be good, but that's just not not realistic. You know, with me and my partner, you know, I like seeing him in, you know, I like seeing him happy, and he likes seeing me happy, and I'm, you know, I get turned on by the things that, you know, he may do with like other women, because we do things together, right? So like, you know, shit like that, like, you know, we're all grown here, right? And I feel like for me, this is something that I've explored with him only, and, you know, it works for us, but it's like, we're riding and dying this bitch.
I think that's dope, man. And especially if you find a partner that is long. That's my whole thing. Whatever you do, I don't care, gay, trans, straight, whatever. Whatever you do, if it makes you happy and you're happy, fuck what everybody else think. Fuck what's conducive to everybody else. Fuck what everybody else sees as this is the standard or we frown upon. If you're happy in your life and that man is happy in his life and you guys is happy in your life that you create and this is how you rock, kudos. Hats off to y'all.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And it should be straight like that. All right, bet. Slept On Podcast. This is your host, Easthill Huey. We here with Telle. She came to talk to y'all one time. Hey.
Hey, yo, shout out to all my people out there in Boston, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kenneth English on the beat. Hey, yo, 617, what up? Yeah. Have you ever been in love before? That's okay, maybe this time. Have you ever been in love before? That's okay, maybe this time. Have you ever been in love before? That's okay, maybe this time. Have you ever been in love before? That's okay, maybe this time. This fella got a fat ass dick. I'm like, damn, it's not about the size though. His magnum meat though. I just wanna get to fucking, to sucking, and that's fucking. Slip and slide on the meat pole with this tight, pretty little thing. My cat purring. I'ma hit your soul with my hot spring. Yeah.
Slept On Podcast.
Yes.
We got Telle in the building. Talk that shit.